An extremely powerful tool to find certain occurrences of text inside a file is grep. It matches lines from input based on a search pattern. The input can be from standard in. In that case, you either type it in manually or you pipe it in, or you could hand it multiple files and then it will give you the output for each of the files that it's processing. There used to be different versions. Their functionality is all captured by the various options of the common grep command now. You call it as grep with some pattern and then the optional in file. Otherwise, it's just going to wait for you to type something on the command line, or you pipe some contents into grep. In this example of giving it a file, we'll have all lines in the input file that contain a certain pattern printed to standard out. Note that you can use redirect to save that to a new file. The pattern can be a simple string. It could be just a letter, A, or a regular expression. Let's look at some examples to make sure you get a feeling for this. Again, we look at the file station.txt. We count the lines in here, and we find out that there are 23 lines in the file station.txt. So let's just run a simple grep. We're looking for the letter B in station.txt, and now we find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines that contain the letter B. You can see here bar, BMT, CBET, CL2B, SBY. Simply looking for this does not tell you that the line has to start with B. You're just looking for occurrences of B. Now you can also say, actually, I only want lines that start with B. So here's the caret or hat symbol and then B. And now all of a sudden we're only getting bar and BMT, the lines that have station names that start with B. We can also search for stations that have an M, some kind of letter, and another M. 3-character stations with one letter in between. MLM is found here. Let's search for something else, a little bit more advanced. Dot was any single character. Star is 0 or many more times occurrence of that character, and then S. What we find here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. And you can see that they all have an S in them. They don't necessarily end in S because that's not what we're searching for. We're searching for stuff that contains an S and may or may not have a letter in front of it. This is very similar to the search for the single B, except that grep highlights other characters that it finds based on this request. So we find HTMS, but we also find examples where there's no letter in front because the star or the asterisk here says 0 or more occurrences. In the next example, we're looking for any character that should be there at least once or more, and then followed by an S. Note that we are escaping the plus here to ensure that it gets delivered to grep and interpreted properly. You see that we're finding HTMS and SSS, but not the stations that simply started with an S here anymore, because we want at least one character in front of the S. Lastly, we want to grep on 0 that occurs exactly twice. What we're doing here is we're using the curly brace. Again, we have to use the backslash to escape them to ensure that grep interprets this correctly. Sometimes that requires some experimentation. And you can see that the matches here are, again, highlighted in red. Every line that has at least 1 double 0 in it is matched. And in some occurrences, we even match twice in the same line. Grep can do many more things than what I just demonstrated. You can look over the cheat sheet here or just use Google to help. You can turn on case insensitivity. You can show the context of your search so that you see the lines before and after. Here that gives you 3 lines after, 3 lines before, or see 3 lines before and after. You can invert the match. Sometimes you want to ensure that lines in your output do not contain something, then you simply use the option -V. So in the previous examples, if I wanted all the lines that do not have a B, it would be grep -V, B, and then the file. You can also show only file names that contain something. If you want to just make sure that you know what file contains a certain pattern, you can use -L. You don't want to see the actual matches. You can print only the matching part of the line. You can search binary data. There's much more functionality in grep than we can talk about here. It requires playing around, but once you've gotten the gist of grep, it's a spectacularly fast tool to operate on text files.